How's the royal family? I pray that everyone is doing well. Well, my royal family, I got some good news. Family. You know, it's nice to get some good news because it's quite daunting. The things that we have to report here, and the injustice and the continued subjugation that the royal family have to deal with. So this is our royal son, Tamir Rice. I choose right now to show a different picture of Tamir Rice because we often will see this picture. And this is the pig that killed Tamir Rice. So I was on Lisa Cabrera's channel when I first got the bad news that they had rehired this motherfucker. So let's get deeper into it. So let's go over here. Atlanta Black Star. And the title says, officer who fatally shot Tamir Rice suddenly withdraws application from Bel Air Police Department. Sweet. Sweet. And I have a possible theory why. A possible theory. I refuse. I will put the article there, but I refuse on principle to mention this pig's name. And we don't often see him. We don't often see this murderous pig. Incompetent. I won't ever forget this. Before I play the two videos, I want the royal family to remember this. Oh, they put on the biggest smear campaign that they could ever put on. This case right here, I mean, people were in the streets protesting. They begged LeBron James to help. He got convenient amnesia, fear kicked in, and all of that. And a lot of people don't know that when our royal son was killed within 4 seconds, so let's say 3 seconds, his sister was with him, and she was treated quite harshly, thrown in the police car and threatened too. And people don't know that our royal son's precious royal body was on ice for a long time, caught up in litigation. Even though they had the funeral and all, they kept this precious baby's body on ice because, you know, that convenient amnesia kicks in and Esau don't know what to do when it comes to us. So I'm gonna leave it right there, but I'm gonna get real much deeper into this after these two videos. So let's continue on.
Brief to rest. Samaria Rice is speaking out against the hiring of the former Cleveland police officer who killed her son Tamir Rice.
A job in eastern Ohio that Timothy Lohman ultimately withdrew his name from. Today, Samaria Rice sat down with News 5 anchor Frank Wiley to talk about the fight that continues 4 years later.
Yeah, huge news coming out of this. We'll get to that in just a moment. Meantime, she says Tamir's untimely death turned her into an activist, and the thought of Lohman getting hired won't allow her to remain silent. Her heart fell between a bullet and badge.
I was thrust into this. Yes, I was thrust into this.
A wound that festers.
And it's like salt keep getting thrown in it. It will not heal.
Samaria Rice took us back to November 22nd, 2014.
He was a mama's boy.
The day her 12-year-old son, Tamir's life faded.
The guy keeps pulling at his arms. It's probably fake, but you know what? It's scaring me to death.
A 911 caller said Tamir was holding a gun. Turns out it was an air gun.
It was a chaos that I would never forget.
Former Cleveland police officer Timothy Lohman pulled the trigger. He was never charged. The shot echoed round the world.
He doesn't need to be a police officer.
CPD fired Lohman on a technicality, lying on his application. Just last week, Bel Air Police Chief Richard Flanagan hired Loman.
Like anybody else, if you make a mistake, someone's got to give you a second chance. Give someone an opportunity.
I have reached out to him. I have had my attorney reach out to him. He has not responded at all.
Oh, he's down. That's why we need EMS.
Anymore, she doesn't know who to call during an emergency. Samaria demanded that the Bel Air Police Department take back their job offer to Timothy Loman. And with today's announcement that he will not join the force, Samaria just hopes that he will not be hired as a police officer anywhere. Danita?
All right, my royal family.
Discover new styles at
Let me shut that down. So that pig said, you know, folks need a second chance. Well, did our royal son get a second chance, bitch? You drunk-looking bitch? I'm gonna speak on it. I'm gonna keep it real core and real raw, because I'm up in my feelings. This is our royal son. And this red-faced pig, incompetent, he gets a second chance. He had already had his second chance when he slaughtered our royal son. But the energy that I am channeling today, because we keep pounding, we keep reporting, we keep these stories alive, because what they will do, you know, they'll report a little something on it. And some people may say, well, why do y'all YouTubers keep reporting what they already reporting? Because we can make it bigger. And because Lisa and many others reported this story and kept the pressure on, and his mama stayed on cold, this motherfucker ain't getting no police job. He'll never get a police job. I have already put that in the universe. Add my 2 cents. Many did it before me, but I choose to add my 2 cents. There's a reason why we doing these videos, because they bury this shit, and we have to go and undig it and give it life. So, I have a treat for the royal family. I have a video about 8 minutes, and we're going to get more details on what went down.
Everybody, evening. You guys ready? Okay. All right, I'm going to speak a little loud. The decision to hire the officer who murdered my son is devastating for my family and I. It feels like a personal attack on our family at the hands of Bel Air Police Department. It is also putting the safety of innocent people at risk. This man has not faced one single consequence for taking the life of an innocent 12-year-old. He was not indicted. He was not charged with any crime. It is re-traumatizing, not just for my family and I, but for our whole entire community and the people who have been supporting us since my son was killed. We demand that the officials of Bel Air rescind Loman's job offer. The world was watching. As of this afternoon, Timothy Loman is withdrawing his application in Bel Air. Hopefully, he will not be hired as a police officer by any other state. So many people are asking what they can do to help. Right now, we are collecting funds for Tamir Center in honor of his memory. To help, you may donate to the Tamir Rice Foundation at tamirericefoundation.org. We want to build something positive for Cleveland youth in the face of this news. Thank you to everyone who wrote letters and made phone calls. Your voice makes a difference. Thank you.
Samara, did you call down to the police chief at all? Did you have any conversations with him down in Bel Air?
I actually called, left a message. He did not return my call. I had Billy Mills call, which is my Chicago attorney. He called, email, and today he had a conversation with Flanagan.
Do you believe that your advocacy on behalf of Tamir was one of the reasons that Roman decided to pull his application?
Absolutely, with the people's help.
What sort of an explanation did you get for why Roman decided to withdraw his application?
I didn't really get an explanation why. I'm just happy he did.
Tell me more about how happy it makes you that he is no longer going to be a police officer in Cleveland and or in Bel Air.
Well, I'm very happy that he will never be a police officer in Bel Air, and hopefully he will never be employed by anybody in the state of America. You know, he is not able, and he is unfit to be an officer, period.
Samara, when this came out a few days ago, we're quoted as the Cleveland Union president saying that that he had to make ends meet because he was unjustly fired by the city of Cleveland, and then he goes on to say we're hoping that an arbitration ruling will be made soon and he'll be back working as a full-time Cleveland police officer.
As long as I'm living, he won't. He doesn't deserve any second chances. He didn't have plenty second chances, and he still failed to be an unfit police officer. Not because I said so. Independence and the other police departments out there have stated that in their report. So, you know, that's what they have said, and I'm saying it too. Okay.
Hello, everyone. I just wanted to make sure that we don't miss out on a simple fact. And the simple fact is that once again, we had a municipality and a police department that failed to check or do a proper check of the background of the person that they were going to be hiring to wield a gun and supposedly protect citizens. The same mistake that the city of Cleveland made, and now once again you had a municipality that was going to hire him in spite of the warning signs that were made within the personal records of Officer Loman. And so what we would hope is that the law enforcement agencies, not only here in Ohio, but nationwide, take a lesson from this. And that lesson would be that if you're entrusted with protecting the lives of citizens, that you take that seriously and actually do thorough background checks on the people that you're hiring, because it just seems that they're attempting to fill slots. And I think that, you know, in a job such as policing, that you have to have more than just a warm body. I also wanted to say, as Samaria has said, you know, this wouldn't have happened if it were not from outside forces actually putting pressure on Chief Flanagan down in Bel Air. This would not have happened if residents weren't expressing, because we've been in correspondence with residents of the city of Bel Air who have expressed their dismay with the hiring or potential hiring of Officer Loman. They've expressed their dismay with the chief as well, surprisingly. And also Samaria. And so, you know, we want to highlight that fact, and we want to thank everyone who's been helping to exert that pressure. From what we've been made to understand, a petition has been launched to actually call for the resignation of the chief of Bel Air. And I'm sure that this was probably the straw that broke the camel's back. We've been made to understand that he's been involved in different allegations of roughing up 4 different residents of that city. All 4 were only allegedly guilty of misdemeanors. 2 had been acquitted, cursing out a young lady who was handicapped. So, you know, it's just gives you an idea of what you're working with over there, and that was a straw that broke the camel's back for a lot of residents. Oh yeah, no problem. And so if anybody, once again, we just want to say we want to, if anybody wants to help out, they can donate to the Tamir Rice Foundation at TamirERiceFoundation.org. Thank you everyone for your support.
The other question I have for you then is, how did you find out? What time did you find out?
Far as him
Withdrawing
withdrawing his
his application.
application, I probably found out about half an hour ago, as my attorney was on the phone with the police chief and I was calling to check in with him. He was telling me that he's on the phone with the police chief, and Timothy Loman is rescinding his application from Bel Air. I'm like, oh, okay, well, thank you. And he was still, on the phone with the police chief. Apparently, the police chief did not have all of the records from Timothy Loman because my Chicago attorney, Billy Mills, had to get him on the phone with Independence, Ohio, the police department out there. And that's what he was doing while I was texting him and stuff, so he couldn't stay on the phone with me long.
Do you know roughly how many people would have called or sent emails down there, or do you just know that there were people who did?
I'm sure it was thousands. It was thousands, yes. I do know that for sure.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
All right. All right. I am glad I was able to share that news conference, which was buried. And again, as a direct result of many in the royal family keeping this alive. See, this is a good example of us staying on code. His mother did what she had to do, and you heard what she said. See, they think just giving us a couple of dollars after they done slaughtered our family members is enough for us. See, that's how they feel about their family. They look at them as a dollar object. We don't give a damn about money when it comes to our loved ones. Now, we ain't gonna be foolish. We'll take the money, but we want your ass locked up. All of that. And this greasy motherfucker, now he feeling it. His pockets is dry. He don't got no support. And my theory came true. I said many years ago, they all support you in the beginning phases to get to us like they did with George Zimmerman. But in the long haul, they ain't fucking with you. They ain't gonna maintain you. Your funds done dried up. Now, he lied on his first application, according to the article that I read. So he's already proved that he's incompetent and he's a liar and he's a killer. And then on top of that, the beautiful, sweet part about this is that the police chief that attempted to hire him, they start digging in his ass, finding out he just as crazy. So now he's kryptonite. Ain't nobody gonna wanna fuck with him. See, this is how we have to stay on code. We all played a part, even if you rendered your voice. And you heard that young lady said it was thousands of people, and people are signing petitions. If I can find that petition, I'm signing it. I'm gonna put the link in everything. And I thank my fellow YouTubers for doing what we are doing. So I just wanted to give a breakdown and a better understanding so the royal family can fully understand that when we are reporting these stories, it impacts. And everybody need to do their part. So the mother is on code. The lawyers are on code. Make his life a living hell. You won't work. You ain't even good enough to shovel shit. I guarantee you he'll be somewhere getting his EBT card. Most of them on that shit anyway. But if you own it, I ain't knocking you. They owe us our 40 acres and mule. So don't ever be ashamed about getting your EBT card. But that's what they try to do to us. Thought that put that dig in too. So anyway, tired of looking at the devil and our royal son, Tamir Rice. Tamir Rice was simply doing what normal children do. Just out there playing, and he didn't get a chance. And they want to talk about a second chance. They was giving him a third. He was already on his second again. I'm going to solidify that. He was already on his second. They said he was incompetent. So you, or let's say you, the enemy, don't think we watching them? Like I said before, they did not factor in. I'll leave that blank, because you can add whatever you want to add in the factor in. So we need to keep pounding on the beast. This is our royal son. So, my royal family, render your voice with your beautiful divine words. And as always, my royal family, I thank you for your love. I thank you for your support. And with that said, Ashe.